So today we're going to talk about manipulation from the highest heights of civilization. Um, it's important right now, especially that now we're kind of awakening to all of that. That we really pay attention to it, and we pay attention to how you can be manipulated, and how easily any of us can be manipulated. I can be manipulated. All of you can and have. Um, but it's important to know just because somebody's cheered up or made, some figure is, you know, raised up or lofted up by those, around them and make them look like a hero doesn't necessarily mean they're a hero. And a lot of times, especially in politics, that's the case. Um, the people that speak out are the front man, like the president or, world leaders, whatever. They're usually the mouthpiece for those behind him that are paying him or her to do their bidding. So once you understand that, and I know this is probably going to piss off a lot of people, but it is what it is. I've taken a lot of time to look into like how you can be manipulated, and even by like a peer, right? Even by a psychic, or that's the difference between everybody has intuition, but some people are just there to manipulate, especially politicians, uh, our rulers, or those who try to rule us. A lot of that, 99% of it's lies. It really is, to fit their agenda. And I know it's conspiratorial, but it is the way it is. Those people don't get in those type of positions without being manipulative. It's unfortunate, but it's true. But yeah, like I was saying, back to like psychics or tarot readers, if they're using fear, which I have seen, and astrologers, they're using fear to get your attention. Like, remember those things you used to get? Maybe some dudes still do, where you get like these emails where they're like, I need to tell you, you need to call me and get a reading because there's some things that you need to know so things can go well and you're prepared for them. Or just kind of put that fear into you. Those are full of shit. Or they're not being very ethical. I know one astrologer that's pretty popular right now that's pushing one side of, you know, the political left-right paradigm illusion. And it bugs me because I don't like him, but I'm also like, you know what? You shouldn't be leading anybody that way. Like, I mean, you do what you want to do, but you being a psychic or an astrologer that can kind of see things, you should be able to see that all of them are full of shit. They really are. They're manipulative. They're manipulating us. They have been for a long time. Now, because of the internet, we can all talk to each other as peers. I can talk to somebody halfway across the world or, fully across the world that can tell me what's going on there. And then, that's what's happened. That's why all this information is coming out. And yeah, there's plenty of misinformation, but most of it's coming from governments. Or advertisers, or, and it's important for all of us to see. I feel like that's one of my, purposes, is to show people how everybody can be manipulative. I mean, from the moon, landing on the moon, to, an election. I call them selections because they are. I don't believe the voting actually does anything. They can harvest all that energy, which is support. The way the collective thinks or what they support, that there's a lot of power behind that. So it's like popular. Okay, who's most popular? Then we'll put them in. And trust me, I've done a lot of work on this. You don't have to trust me. Look into it yourself. And, question everybody. But it's not as cut and dry or honest as you think. These people, I mean, really, I don't feel like we need any of these people. No rulers, but rules. We have to follow rules, but no rulers. That's how I feel. But yeah, we get manipulated on a daily basis, every day, all day, especially if we're on like X or Twitter, Facebook. There's a lot of that is meant to manipulate us to think one thing, or to get us so riled up over one thing emotionally, they got you. Once they get you emotionally, they've got you. Trust me, I've stood up and spoke for certain politicians, and I'm like, I finally realized, no, they're all just conning us. They're all just conning us. There might be one or two honest people, but even they have to play that game in that game. That's why I choose not to play that game. But yeah, just be careful what people are emotional, what you're seeing on TV a lot or on the internet. There's some of that's real, like really true, but they're showing it to manipulate you too. And a lot of it's just blatant manipulation. I mean, what was it they were talking about? How these podcasters or whatever were getting 7,000 a post from Israel. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I probably shouldn't, but I said it. Just to spread propaganda. It's legal to spread propaganda on Americans. The American government it's legal for them to do that. It was legalized by, I believe, Barack Obama when he was in office. That's what these people do. Like, they push an agenda. One president, it doesn't matter right or left, it does not matter, because they're both pushing for the same things. And one president gets in there, and if you've noticed, it's been very accelerated with this current president. They've accelerated a lot of things and different agendas, which, anyway, just don't be manipulated. Be careful. Listen carefully. Are they trying to get you emotionally involved? And if they are, sometimes, it's important to catch your emotions, but understand if you're emotionally, pissed off or, typing into the comments and using all that energy for shit that really doesn't affect you, you're probably being manipulated. Now, there are some things that are sad to watch on the internet and some of the videos that are true. And most people ignore the truth. They go more for the controversial or, things that's manipulative. Anyway, don't be manipulated. We can do whatever we can. Be vigilant. Make sure if you read a headline, make sure you read the whole article, right? If you see something that's out there that's like really trying to get your attention, just ask yourself, am I being manipulated right now? If you get a reading from or somebody sends you a message, a psychic that says, oh, you need to get a hold of me, I can bless you, you've got a demon around you, you're being manipulated. It's not true. They're trying to get you emotionally. They can use fear, and that's usually what they do. They use fear. And there's people that are it's very sophisticated propaganda, so it's hard to catch, but just pay attention. Pay a little more attention, and you'll see it, right? And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So anyway, if you would like a reading from me, excuse me, if you would like a reading from me, click the link below. I'll leave my website below, and you can go check it out. I've been reading for over 26 years, professionally, so excuse me. So go check it out. I need to get a drink. Maybe I'll take a drink right now. And we'll see you next time. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, follow, wherever you're watching this. Have a good day.